Before we get started, I want you to prepare these things: running shoes, yoga mat, water, towel, and stretching bands. That may help you further on to our exercises. Of course, we will start with the warm ups while doing jumping jacks for 1 minute or 30 seconds. Depends on how your endurance lasts. Here's a breathing technique that you might need. While jumping up, try to exhale, and then when you're on the ground, try to inhale. After doing some jumping jacks for 1 minute or 30 seconds, we will now rest for at least 10 to 20 seconds. Remember to keep track of your breathing. And now we will continue to our second exercise, which is stationary running for 1 minute. Again, remember to control your breathing and do at least 30 to 1 minute of these exercises. And now, we will rest for at least 10 to 20 seconds again before moving on to our next exercise. After resting, we will now continue to our warm-up, which is lunge then knee up. Try to do this exercise or warm-up for at least 30 to 1 minute. While keeping your knees up, try to twist your body as well. And try to maintain balance and good breathing technique. And now we will rest for at least 10 to 20 seconds again. Now moving on, we will now do jumping lunge for at least 30 seconds. Following this up, we will now do jumping squats for 30 seconds. This exercise is mostly focused on your legs, knees, and calves. And now we will rest for at least 10 to 20 seconds. And lastly, after resting, we will now do butt kicks. Try to hit your butt with your heel. Do this warm up for at least 1 minute, and we are almost done for our first session, which is the warm ups. At this point, you should feel your heart rate increased and your body burning up. It's a sign that you are ready for some exercises. And lastly, for our last warm up, which is side to side jumps, do this for at least 1 minute. Again, try to control your breathing. And after doing this, rest for at least 1 minute and drink some water, and we will proceed to our endurance exercises. Knowing the basics and proper form are the first step to doing some exercises. For lunge, your knees should not exceed to your toes and needs to be straight to your ankle. Also, try to keep a 90-degree angle with your knee. Try to keep a wide stand forward and backward. Then bend your knees at a 90-degree angle. After knowing the basics, we will now proceed to this exercise called lunge. Again, keep a wide stance forwards and backwards. Then, bend your knees at a 90-degree angle. By keeping your legs at a 90-degree angle, this serves as a better hold and the right form for this exercise. Try to hold this exercise for at least 30 to 60 seconds, depending on your skill level and endurance. After this, we will now rest for 10 to 30 seconds. Now moving on, we will now demonstrate the proper form of a plank, intermediate level. Try not to bend down, raise your butt, and your shoulders not engage, because this might lead to injuries and joint failure. When keeping your arms down, your palms should not be outwards, straight forward, or inside too much. It should be 40 to 45 degree for maximum balance. For our exercise number 2, we will be doing plank, intermediate level. Plank is a great way to enhance your core stability and to build its strength. Try to hold this position for at least 30 to 60 seconds depending on your skill and core endurance. Again, this is for intermediate form and we'll be demonstrating the basic form of plank later. After doing that, we will now rest for at least 10 to 30 seconds. This is the normal plank position. Keeping your elbows at a 90-degree angle and your body and core steady. Moving on to our next exercise, this is a proper form for wall sit. The difficulty increases depending on how low or high you are. Try to keep a 90-degree angle for your legs and use your legs to push yourself against the wall. And for your back, try to keep your back straight. Exercise number 3, wall sit. Wall sit targets your legs, calves. This is a difficult endurance exercise for you to try and hold for at least 30 to 60 seconds depending on your core and legs endurance. After doing some endurance exercise, we will now move on to our balance exercises. Balance exercises mostly focus on your mentality and your core strength and your legs. For our exercise number 4, we will be doing tree pose, also known as Vrikshasana. Is a balance type exercise where you need to balance on one foot and keep your arms in your chest. Try to keep this position on hold for at least 30 to 60 seconds. We are now demonstrating the right side of our legs. And now switching to our left side. While balancing, try to keep a proper breathing technique. And don't panic when you feel you're unbalanced. After doing tree pose, we will now moving on to our 5th exercise, which is called one leg pose. It is similar to the tree pose, but only this time without our hands. Try to keep this position on hold for at least 30 to 60 seconds. And as you can see there, moving your arms up will keep you more balanced and stable. Again, try to keep a proper breathing while holding your balance. We are now done for our balance exercises. Congratulations! Finally, we will be doing static stretching. For our static stretching and for our final exercise, this includes chest stretching as demonstrated now, and will be followed by side bend, hip or knee stretching, hamstring stretching, and finally rotation stretching. Side bend is where you put your arms up and try to bend as much as possible to your right or left side. For hip or knee bend stretching, try to hold your foot and pull it against your chest while keeping your knees and hamstrings to your side. You should feel this on your hamstrings and your legs. After doing that, we will now proceed to our hamstring stretching. This will mostly hurt to some people for their hamstring. Try to hold this for at least 30 to 60 seconds. Now for the other side, we will be doing the same. Try to reach your foot without bending your knees. And finally, we will now be proceeding to our last static stretching, which is called rotation stretching. Put your arms back and your other arm forward. Try to twist as much as you can, and you will feel this on your hips, torso, back, and shoulders. Do this for your opposite side. And finally, after doing some static stretching, we are now done with our exercises. Give yourself time to rest, drink some water, not too cold, not too hot, just the regular ones, and wipe yourself up. Congratulations, you made it until the end. Thank you for watching. This is a Pathfit video created by John Darren G. Aquino, and I'll be seeing you next time.